We made sure to stay really busy today because we got a lot more updates. I'm not even gonna waste time. Let's get into it. This is building a $1 billion tech company from my bedroom at 23. Hopefully not much longer out of my bedroom because we're raising money. You guys saw in the last video that I pitched at the country club and it went really well. And I just sent a follow-up email to see if they're gonna be interested in coming on as investors. And today so far, we had a slew of different meetings. But the coolest thing to come out of it is we just finished our next round of the prototype. I can't show it yet, but it's pretty sick. And we outsourced everything overseas now. So manufacturing set up overseas, streamlined it, ready to go full scale, and we just had to raise the final leg of capital here to get us to that point, which is pretty sick. Met with other physical therapists who also dealt in private equity. He loved the idea. He's like, you guys are in a great spot, which is awesome. I met with one of our other manufacturers who's stateside. He's ready to rock and roll. He's like, when are you gonna send me a product? I want to start manufacturing it so we can start doing demos. The other thing we have to make sure is I have to get in contact with the FDA and make sure that before we do and sign any demos and like pre-order stuff, we have to make sure that people can use it without having pre-market verification, which means that you got to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you're ready to rock and roll. And we're at that point. I just want to triple check, quadruple check, make sure everything's ready to go. Now for the rest of the day, we got some more meetings and then a lot of homework to do tonight. And not homework from school. I do this full time. So it's a lot of homework around the company. We have to meet with another physical therapist tonight. We have the team all hands engineering meeting at 6 p.m. So I have this physical therapist call in 15 minutes, team meeting at 6 p.m. I just saw the solar eclipse, which was pretty like average compared to what I thought it was gonna be. They're like, oh, 20 years all leading up to this moment. It didn't even cover the whole thing. It was another just day sitting outside. I just sat outside all day. Is it 5:30 p.m.? Yes. Am I drinking coffee? Yes, because we got Nightmare Fuel helping us kick through the rest of this leg. We got a lot of cool updates in the pipeline. Like we just raised 10,000 from another angel group, which is absolutely fucking sick because I have the video of the entire process of how I met these people and how we got the check. And I'll make a whole nother video talking about that. But long story short, we literally just reached out on LinkedIn. Well, I reached out on LinkedIn. I got a response. They said, come down to South Carolina and pitch. I had no idea. I drove 15 hours down just to potentially get a no in my face, not even potentially get the pitch. It was a lot of different stuff. And then they were like, this is sweet. So 7 months later, we finally got the investment. And now it's kind of like a domino effect. I just talked to a founder of a huge company who wants to come in as another advisor. And it seems like the stars are kind of aligning. And if you guys go back and watch this playlist of all these videos, you can see that I always continuously say, and I have a really good buddy of mine who's also a founder in real estate. His name's Hunter Beal. He always said, you either win or you learn. And we did so much time learning. We spent so much time learning that we became experts in the field. And when you become an expert, it's only a matter of time before you start fucking winning. And that's what we're looking to do. So rest of the day, like I got to send out this email. I have 2 more meetings tonight. We got a workout in at 5:30 this morning, ripping CrossFit. I have to set up another meeting for Thursday with another physical therapist, get an NDA out, and then we got to work on our roadmap because we don't have very much runway left. I think it's like 2 months, so we got to extend the runway by at least another 3 or 4 months and then hit milestones to be able to raise more money to extend the runway even farther to get us to the 510K certification, which is getting like through FDA so we can start selling and leveraging the partnerships we have with the NFL, the NBA, pro athletes. It's a lot of fun. You guys should subscribe because this is pretty cool stuff. I mean, I'm biased, but like it's pretty fucking cool stuff. Oh, another thing, we just made this absolutely absurd ad. My graphic designer on the team, who also happens to be my editor. Sorry, I'm sick. But my editor for our YouTube channel, one of our 2 editors, shout out Ratoff, shout out Tennis, you guys are goated. And he made us this absolutely unreal ad for Lectra, showcasing like what the product is, what it does. And now we're trying to pick the perfect song for it. And I have this one song that Rat found that is like stuck in my head. I'm trying to think it's like it's like dun 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 dun. I mean, if we end up going with that song, this would be a sick transition, but even if we don't, watch this. Dude, if that didn't get you unbelievably fired up, I don't know what does. This morning, we got a ton of meetings. We're trying to finalize and lock in all the manufacturers to begin the first like official stage of production. So now it's like we're in some pretty serious grind mode. I have 3 manufacturing meetings today. I gotta get scheduling done because we're applying to a couple accelerators. Today's day 1,240 of the entrepreneurial journey, but day 1 of the process of documenting it. I guess not really. We've done like 7 or 8 other videos and you can check them out. But today's April 9th. My watch is dead, which is sweet. But this meeting starts in 4 minutes. So this is what it's like a lot of the time, and it is a lot of fun. So I have manufacturing meeting at 9:30. I'm all Eastern time. Meeting with a VC at 11, and then I have like a little break, so I'll probably get lunch. Taking my mom to lunch today. Gotta spoil your mom. And then I have a 2 p.m. session with a potential engineer who's gonna work on our stuff with us, which is pretty cool, from overseas. And then I have a session with our bank. We're having problems with my bank. So we gotta make sure all the bank information is ready to rock and roll too, because if you can't spend the money that you're raising, that's not a good sign. We don't want that. And then at 5 p.m., I have a meeting with one of the top guys at HelloFresh. If you guys know the company HelloFresh, I think he's like their SVP or something. So he's giving us some time, which is pretty sick. It's really nice of him to chat and keep rocking and rolling. But we're trying to lock down some more MLS teams and NFL teams. But in order to do that, we have to finish our product and get through the FDA and stuff. So we got a process. Let's do it. This song's gonna make a lot of sense here in a little bit. It's gonna be our theme song for our first ad that we're gonna drop. You guys are gonna be able to see it. I think in this video I'll put it in, but it's gonna be pretty sick. We've had our team putting together a killer ad for the last he's been grinding on it. So I'm excited to drop it. But we gotta get ready to pitch this VC. Now, when I said it's day 1,240 today, for you guys who've been watching the channel for a while, I write my schedule down every single day of what I'm doing down to the exact minute. You can see it here. So this book is book 9, started on day 1,168, and now we're on day 1,240 of the entire process of not just documenting the entire entrepreneurial journey on YouTube, but writing it down as well. So trying to put money where the mouth is, and making sure we were ready to rock and roll. So today, I haven't really gotten to the schedule yet. A little bit slower start to the day. I'm feeling under the weather. Actually, I didn't have a slow start to the day, but in terms of scheduling, I did. I got up this morning early to do CrossFit. Met with the YouTube team this morning. Talked to one of my buddies who has a company as well. He's building this medical grade sticker for helping infusion centers and offices and stuff, and that took a lot of the morning. So now it's like prepping the meetings. We have an hour for this VC call until, and then we're ready to rock and roll. I've given so many pitches now, it's like I can almost do it second nature. I've been making that company for so long. We're gonna be going on year 4 in June, so it's been a grind. And if you watch other videos on the channel, you can see how much we've gotten done and everything we've been rocking and rolling with. But now it's like manufacturers, finalizing design, gearing up for regulatory, raising funding, which is hard. But realizing nothing's impossible. Some things just take a lot more time, and people give up before they see the light at the end of the tunnel. What a lot of people don't know for companies is there's so many like accelerator programs, and I've preached this in like some other videos I've dropped, but like they just give out like so much money to companies, and yeah, they take a small equity percentage, but at the same time, like the value you get from a lot of these is so unbelievably worth the amount of equity you would give. Like there's this accelerator I'm waiting to hear back from in Kentucky, like Louisville. There's another one I applied for in San Francisco that I'm waiting to hear back for. San Francisco one would be sick. It's like the biggest healthcare company in the entire United States, that you would be a part of their like cohort to build the product, and then they help you manufacture it, deploy it, get into clinics, like get in with athletes. So if we got in that, we'd be in pretty good shape. But like this, it's a grind. I think that was a really good introductory call. I think it was a good introductory call. He seemed like he was really interested. He asked for more material. So the process that's really cool about learning the pitch and understanding how the process really works is like, if they ask you to send more material, they're genuinely interested. And if they don't ask you for more material, they'll say, we'll circle back around, like we'll let you know our thoughts, stuff like that. Then it's probably not a good fit for their portfolio, and you got to find the right investors. And the other thing too is getting warm introductions. We've been getting more and more warm introductions from other VCs and investors, and it makes it so much easier. The conversation is so much more fluid and personal, and it's honestly really awesome. So that's the process we're doing, but we got some homework to do. I got to send them over materials, follow-up process, all that due diligence stuff, which is cool. But right now, got to finish coffee, get some lunch. It is crazy that we did just pitch like a VC for $1 million, and now like it was from my bedroom. And now we're going to grab lunch and stuff, but I think it puts it all into perspective about like what you have to be willing to sacrifice, what you have to be willing to do. Because like I turned down a lot of jobs. I turned down law school, I turned down business school. I mean, I think at one point I was contemplating med school when I was younger, but like once I got into college I was like, I'm not good enough at biology. But it is crazy what you got to be willing to sacrifice and what you got to be willing to do to get to where you want to go. And part of that is ordering Reuben sandwiches. Unfortunately, we had to scrap lunch because I got into a call with one of our investors, and now I haven't eaten today. So there's that, and then we got to keep prepping to do the rest of this stuff for the rest of the day. So I might have to spend some time going to get lunch later today, but I'm pretty hungry and I'm pretty tired, and we got a lot on the agenda. We're just getting started. So now we're on to April 10th. It's a lot of the same stuff. Just finished making the schedule for today. So we have a meeting with another manufacturer. I'm working on really focusing, professionalizing the YouTube channel, making sure that everything's ready to rock and roll for you guys, making sure that it looks sick, and just pretty much taking the vibe to the next level is what I'm really looking to do. I have to send a Gantt chart roadmap out to a founder for the company, and then we have 2 meetings about applying for accelerators and then applying to investments. So like we're waiting to hear back from 2 VCs that are interested in investing $1 million in us. We have another angel investor that's interested in giving us money as a part of the round as well, and the round just means like they're giving money to the company to be able to keep doing stuff. And then we also have a guy from Switzerland now that's going to be building our hardware, which is awesome. And then we have our first prototypes coming in from overseas, which is also awesome. So it's a lot of a grind. Just got to keep rocking and rolling, keep doing our thing, which is what we're best at. I also did want to do like a little shout out here. I had a company, a friend of mine owns a snowboard company called Gilson Snow, and you guys will see it in the other videos. I went through the whole process of like building it, designing it. Like I helped them build this myself, which was sick. I got to visit and tour the facility, but they made me this custom, it's probably backwards for y'all, but see if we can flip the screen. This custom Lectra snowboard that has everything on there. Like explaining all pretty much the Easter eggs of the brand. Like I would say Lectra to Mars. You can see they got Mars right here. This was honestly our old logo, but still it just looks so clean, which is the entire vibe we're going for the brand. Like this is my signature here. I got to sign my own board. I got my editors on here too for the channel. Shout out Gilson Snow. This thing is amazing. So when you do cool stuff, you meet cool people, you make cool stuff together, and that's what makes business fun.
Catch me on the downslide, downslide, downslide. I'll be heading up in the wild, chilling low key. Catch me on the downslide, downslide, downslide. I'll be heading up in the wild, chilling low.
Alright, so I wasn't really expecting much from that call. I kind of knew that they worked in aerospace. They work with more like conductive materials and ceramic bonding of like spaceships, so I didn't expect anything from the medical side. Not a big deal. We have another engineering call today with another company, so keep going. I'm going to send this to them. I don't want to talk about any of the material too much over the phone, especially because I don't really know them. I just know they're based out of New York City, so it'll be interesting to see what they come back to when we send this stuff over. Now I have to put together a Gantt chart for another founder that's looking to become a part of our team, potentially invest, and I have to send back a investor inquiry. So somebody else wants to give us more money, but we have to tell them exactly where the funds are going to be delegated to one more time. So we're ready to rock and roll that. So here we just finished a new design. This is what the next version of the pod's going to look like. We have a printed version somewhere. I'll link it around here, but this is part of the drawings that go into it. We have our engineer who's been cooking this design, and it's looking good. Now last year I competed in a pitch competition called the Baylor New Venture Competition, and it was one of the biggest pitch competitions in the country. We got like $2,500. There were some judges that were like parts of million to multi-million-dollar companies, and it was pretty cool. And one of the people I met was the one who was kind of the reason we didn't win partially, but she had some good insight about software. So now I wanted to reach back out to her and talk to her about software, data security, cloud storage, privacy, everything along like FDA stuff, HIPAA compliance. So, and she agreed to meet with me, which is pretty cool. So now I have a meeting with her, and then we're ripping Chipotle for lunch.
Catch me on the downslide, downslide, downslide. I'll be heading up in the wild, chilling low key. Catch me on the downslide, downslide, downslide. I'll be heading up in the wild, chilling low.
All right, that's done. Let's go get some lunch, but like for real this time. Bag secured, literally. There's something about Chipotle I will never get sick of. I don't know what it is, but I'm not mad about it. And probably get it again this week, honestly. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow with a friend, but honestly, I'll probably get it tomorrow with my friend. We just found out our manufacturers can mass manufacture our stuff up to 20,000 units. And I didn't even know if they could make it. So now, we're just collecting infinity stones at this point, and everything's starting to move in our favor a little bit, which is pretty sick. We got it at 70% margin on the hardware, on one part of the hardware, 84% margin on the other part of the hardware. This is crazy. And tomorrow, it could all go completely awry, and I would just be used to it at this point, because when you're building a company, it literally is like that every single day. I remember I had so much anxiety when I would take exams and do things around like school or whatever. But now it's so much different because like shit happens every single day and you're just kind of like, nah, we'll just figure it out. Like literally every single day there's some shit that happens and you're just like, it's whatever. And it's kind of like the chip on the shoulder that you need as an entrepreneur, where you're just literally like, you won't be able to do it. I call it having that dog mentality. Like if you're not a dog, it's not going to get finished and you got to be a dog. So we're just kind of like creating a team of people who have that dog mentality, collecting the infinity stones and getting ready to finish raising the money so we can build this and go crazy. And you guys get to see everything, like from the beginning, from the very beginning. Like I've been building this since 2020, but we've really been building it since 2022. And like we've been fundraising for almost 10 months and we just started getting checks. So it's kind of like, I think the stars are aligning, knock on wood. So you'll see from inception, which is like the start of this channel, and you can go back and watch the videos till now, like the startup process is fucking crazy and I'm happy to have you guys along for the ride. I texted him and I said, do you think you guys will be able to sew the design on that we're looking to do? He said, yes we can, no problem. I said, like mass production scale? Yes. And I said, dude, you're him. Oh my gosh. And he said that we can do even more for more applications and more efficient applications to save money, like get higher margins. And I said, that's perfect. Can we streamline that process at like 50,000 unit orders a month? And he said, 50,000 per month would be a bit challenging, but doable. We have done 20,000 per scale productions before, but they were more complex than yours. So we think that $50,000 or 50,000 unit orders manageable. So I've been working on the company since 2020, but you guys have seen the process of like me making videos about Lectra since the end of 2021. And if you guys knew the weight that text he sent back to me carried, bro, you guys have no idea. I've been trying to figure out that process for like 2 years. That's 720 days, 2 years of me just like sitting, emailing, reaching out to people, trying to figure this out. He sends me one text. Yeah, that's doable. What up? What up? Yo, wait. So you guys are gonna be in my YouTube video here in a second. So I'm gonna do a little monologue, and it's also cool being able to surround yourself with other people who are also balling out. So this is, I don't know if you guys can see it. This is Divine. He's building YouTube automation stuff, and this is Nick. Nick's one of my best friends, and he's building a medical company as well. So like literally, it's awesome being able to just like call up whatever while you're building, while you're doing stuff, telling about good news, talking about bad news, and figuring stuff out. Nick and I talked for 2 hours this morning, and bro, I gotta tell him the news now that you guys already know. Today's the morning of Thursday, April 11th, and I got a slow start because I'm feeling under the weather. My dad has COVID, my mom had COVID, and now I think I have COVID, but that doesn't mean that we stop grinding. And we got some crazy updates even for the first day. Our manufacturers officially just sent us our prototypes, and they're gonna be here in 5 days. So that's exciting because we're gonna be able to do more testing. We're gonna be able to start traveling. We're gonna be able to, because there's all these people that want it, right? Like the San Diego Chargers want it, so we're gonna be able to travel to them. The Sacramento Kings want it. We're gonna be able to travel to them. I could probably fly to Los Angeles, get a car, and then drive to Sacramento, which I'm pretty sure is like an 8-hour drive, but for the culture. But we have a meeting right now because we're trying to get into Techstars, and there's somebody who went through the Techstars program. That's been a huge help to us. And she's trying to help us prep as much as possible. Then we gotta go over our roadmap. It's called a Gantt chart that kind of breaks down everything that the company's going to do for the next couple of years. And then we have a meeting to set up with the Kings. So there's that. He just emailed me last night. And then we have another engineer who's interested in working on the project. So we're in good shape. It's just like also waiting to hear back about funding. So it's a lot of stuff that needs to compound, a lot of stuff that needs to come into place. But that's kind of how the whole process is. Like you're working to get everything done, but at the same time, you definitely need some luck to make sure that everything falls into the right place. And people who don't believe in luck, they're lying to you.
I'll be heading up in the wild chillin'.
Woo! Let's go! Now, when you see a lot of these styles of videos, it's a lot of traveling, it's a lot of talking to people and fancy dinners, and you guys are gonna see from the start of the process to the very end of the process, which is gonna be us selling the company, I'm gonna record everything. And you can see it's not really a lot of that yet. So this is a glimpse into the process, but now we have our manufacturers established, we have prototypes on the way, we have people who want to demo it. So all that is going to be coming within these next future videos. This journey gets you excited about entrepreneurship, gets you excited about startups, gets you excited about being able to use a product that's probably gonna help every single person watching this video in some way. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to comment down below like how I can make the videos more engaging for you guys, any questions you have around entrepreneurship, because the thought process obviously is to document the journey and everything we're doing, but it's also like an inspiration type thing where it kind of gets people fired up to want to be able to do something like it as well. Whether it's make your own company, whether it's be a pro athlete, whether it's honestly just going and doing things that you enjoy and making that a reality. Because this may not have been the most action-packed video in the world, but I can promise you it's gonna get better and better from every single video here, because the amount of progress made just in this video from my bedroom on the phone in front of my computer is absolutely surreal. And now we get to take everything that we've had, and there's gonna be a lot of traveling, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna be extremely engaging, and there might even be some people that you guys know, and throughout this process too, you're gonna be able to meet more of the team, and it's gonna be an exciting ride. Roller coaster. Life's a roller coaster. It gets crazy as you get older, and it takes a whole lifetime to figure out. The ups and downs, the twists and turns, the unexpected moments that take your breath away. Buckle up, every single person watching this video, because y'all are in for the ride of a lifetime. I appreciate all you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.